The years of childhood are fleeting, but during them, life is pretty much carefree, relaxed, and fun. It's adulthood that brings on the pressure, stress, and sometimes even trauma of making it in the world. Those weighing heavy on our minds and health, they can cut us down before our time. But can the life we lead be altered to extend our years on earth? Can simplicity and the lack of stress be the key? Let's meet two people who may hold the answer, Annie Rhodes and Jose Olivan. They're examples of no stress or pressure in their lives, and they're also 105 years old. Jose Olivan was born in 1877, a date that for us is only seen in the history books. His wife is 20 years younger. She's now 85. Now, he was a railroad laborer, and long years of physical labor may have helped him reach this unbelievable age. And his daughter enjoys every day that she sees her father doing well.
I feel great. I really do. And my kids do too, you know. They're amazed, you know, that my little boy says, Mom, I told him in school that my grandpa was going to be 105. And she said, they don't believe my grandfather is that old. He's got a very real nice personality. He's a very calm person, you know. I very seldom seen him get mad. You know, I can almost count him.
What's striking about this man is that he stands about 6 feet, offering a firm handshake and a steady gaze. Jose Olivan, at 105 years old, does not sit still. He's proof that regular, consistent walking can do you a world of good. Every day he says goodbye to his wife, puts on his favorite hat, and begins his walk to the nearby shopping areas.
He walks, I don't know how many miles, but he walks, you know, about 4 or 5 miles a day at least.
Don't you worry about him being on the streets like that?
Yes, I do, but that's one of the things the doctor says, that he has to walk, or else, you know, if you keep him indoors, he says that, you know, he'll just get sick and die, you know, so I just let him walk.
Mr. Jose Olivan's story of longevity involves energy, activity, and a great outlook on life. At 105, he's a powerhouse of energy. Remember, he was born in 1877, the time of the first transcontinental railroad, when the first telephone, and when the very first electric light was developed, under the presidency of Rutherford B. Hayes, 10 years after the Civil War ended. Well, right now, we're going to meet another 105-year-old. Her name is Annie Rhodes. Annie lives alone in San Antonio, except for the company of her trusty dog, Blackie, who's also a senior citizen. Her late husband was a veteran of the Spanish-American War, and her more than a century's worth of existence has left her alert, sprightly, and very warm-hearted. About the only major problem you notice about Annie is that she's a bit hard of hearing, but that doesn't stop this 105-year-old from leading a full, enjoyable life.
I don't bother anybody anymore than I have to, because I know they got all they can do themselves. I have all my needs. I don't like for nothing. My friends takes good care of me. What makes me the happiest? To make somebody else happy.
And our friend Annie has a few words to say about other oldsters.
I think that everybody ought to get out and do a little something, as long as they can as long as they can walk. I had to bring my flowers in this fall to keep them from freezing. It's been 2 or 3 years now that I couldn't hardly lift those big heavy pots. But I said, I'm going to try. If I don't try, I won't know that I can lift them. So I said, with God's help, I can do anything. So I said, I'm going to try it. And I made it. I made it. I got all my flowers in the house.
The amazing longevity of Annie Rhodes and Jose Olivan is probably rooted in their moderation of activity and eating, and they're both pleasant, good-natured souls. Jesse Sanchez has a special interest in gerontology, the study of old people, and he's worked closely with both Annie and Jose in his work.
They have both had jobs and activities which involve much physical activity, which involves exercise, which is necessary. They both seem to emphasize good dietary patterns, non-overconsumption of any particular substance or food substance for that matter, and I believe this has contributed greatly to their longevity. The stress factor in life, in their lives, seemed to be at a minimum. They don't seem to fear anything, including death, even at their late stages in life.
So we can learn to cut our stress levels in any way we can, stay away from overindulging in food or anything else, and try to lead as peaceful a life as possible. Perhaps we may not reach 105, but the guidelines that Annie and Jose follow truly make the later years golden years.
Always lend a hand if you can. And it'll come back to you in a roundabout way. You don't know it, but it'll come back. It's a whole lot of work I want to do, but I'd have to be here another 100 years to get it done, I guess. I've been taught not to fear death. In the morning you can help, because we do all fear death. But that's a thing that we all have to do. We didn't come here to stay, you know. We're just pilgrims traveling through. Yeah, just traveling through.